Unpopular opinion. I think Naruto is overrated. Weeb alert. Where are all my weebs at? Raise your hand. Raise your hand right now.
At the bottom menu, click on Participants button. Now, you will find a Raise Hand button at the bottom. Click on it.
Anime as a pillar was really missing from my childhood because I used to do everything from video gaming to cooking to movies to everything, but obviously I ignored anime because who the fuck would watch just Japanese cartoon or Chinese cartoon? Hey, look, I'm just kidding. So because I didn't want to do this, but then about 2 years back or 1 year back, I did really get into anime because my friend actually got me into, which is the anime that we're about to talk about right now, which is Naruto. Naruto, the first set, the original Naruto, Shippuden, and Boruto, and the movies which came in. Back in the day, I actually used to feel like an outsider because all these people used to talk about anime and I really did not understand what was going on. I still felt it was this weird cartoon that I really didn't want. I used to watch back in the day, Dragon Boosters. I used to watch something other. I can't think of anything else. I used to personally feel like an outsider because all these people used to, shout at each other. They used to go back and forth. I did not understand what they were talking about. Because my friend was the one who actually suggested Naruto, and once I started seeing it, I got so invested in it. I wanted to know all the intricacies about it. So I decided to watch Naruto. I wanted to give my own Chunin exams. I wanted to become a shinobi. I feel anime brings the core of humanity together. So I wanted to start an anime arc of my own. I wanted to see these animes. I didn't even know what a Rasengan was. I did not know what Sharingan was. I did not know hand signs. I had no clue. But watching all these people, create memes and everything, I was able to piece them together. Okay, this is what they mean. Okay, I sort of get a joke. But now if I watch all them, I'm like, oh my god, that's a Naruto reference. I mean, I'm able to understand everything now, which is insane. I used to watch memes with Naruto music behind and I did not understand it. But now I obviously get it. I'm one of you guys. When back in the day when people used to shout Sasuke, Naruto, I did not understand it. But now I'm like, it's the legacy of their friendship. Going through the entire thing, I understood that 2 to 3 or 4 rough animes are let's say the father of all animes. It was Naruto, it was One Piece, probably Dragon Ball.
Dragon Balls.
Actually, yeah, Dragon Ball is hands down one of my favorite, if not my most favorite anime. And Vegeta, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
It's all.
With both Naruto and One Piece, I genuinely did not want to get into because these are such big anime clusters, like 700 plus episodes, 900 plus episodes in each of them, and each of them had its own separate arc. So I decided I just wanted to see the manga canon of it, where it was purely the episodes, the animated episodes, and that was about it. I just wanted to focus on the main stories, kunais and shurikens. By the way, I just understood that kunai and shurikens do fuck all in the story, but still, it was hype as ever. I have completely watched through the regular Naruto when they were small kids, Shippuden when they were teenagers, and Boruto until the episode that came out recently. And I've also seen the movies. I have not read the manga, so I really did not want to get that much invested into it. And I watched all the filler movies that came in midst as well. My friend actually was the one who suggested me watch Naruto because he used to do small sketches like background Naruto music, and he used to run like that. So I asked him like, what is this anime? And he was like, dude, you gotta get into this Naruto hype. It's insanely good. You will watch it. And at first I was like, 700 episodes in Shippuden alone. I'm like, it's too long.
That's what she said.
I don't think I'll have the patience. Maybe as a kid I would have loved it, but as an adult I seriously do not have the patience to sit through 700. But seeing through all of them, seeing through all 700 episodes, I would genuinely say it was definitely worth it. By the way, Sakura is the most useless person in this franchise. Period. I don't care what anyone says. She's the most useless person in the entire franchise. Like she's more useless than Tenten. Literally. I'm just gonna pause for a second so that all of you can get your breaths back. Okay, now Mina Daijobu. Okay, let's go. But through the first set of Naruto when they were kids, Sakura was the most useless person ever. All that she used to do was cry, shout Naruto, and shout Sasuke. Pretty much it. And my friend, when I told him like, dude, I don't think Sakura is the most useful person ever, he agreed with me. But his friend was like, dude, what the hell is this guy on about? Do you know? Because he actually at that point of time, I was midway through 30, 31, 35 episodes through the first one, and that guy had almost finished Shippuden. So he was like, dude, that guy knows nothing about all of this. He's like, Sakura such a this person. But now I get it. Through Shippuden, Sakura is an absolute fighting machine. How her fights, she put through everything. Now I get it. But back then, she was somehow the most useless character ever. Even today, people are so passionately defensive about this franchise. I've seen Reddits, I've seen memes, I've seen Instagram stories where if anybody, dares to comment anything or their point of view when it comes to that, Naruto fans just absolutely unload on these people. They do not take any bullshit from these people. It is so fascinating for me. Like, people are still so passionate about this community. People are still gatekeeping this franchise. That is so mind-blowing for me. Now comes to the part where I generally did not enjoy the show. Spoiler alert, this is when Orochimaru and the Hokage Hiruzen actually have a duel, which by the way is such a cool fight. I mean, it was so cool. But when Orochimaru gets his hand taken off and Hokage actually sits with a sword in his chest, he sat like that for 5 episodes, 5 to probably even 4, 5, 6 episodes. He literally sat with a sword in his chest. I'm like, fucking die already. I'm generally, it was starting to get so draggy, which is the first problem with Naruto. It has so much fillers, it has so much draggy, and it goes to the point where I'm like, Hiruzen, just kill yourself already. I don't want to deal with this bullshit. It just got so annoying to the point where when Hiruzen finally died, I'm like, thank God he's dead. Now they can move on with this goddamn story. It was so annoying. But sitting back and thinking about it, now I do get it, because back in the day when Naruto, that was the point when Naruto actually just came out, right? So they had a very tight budget. So once they invested a big chunk in that fight, they had to sort of drag it, with the manga and everything. They had to keep up in pace with the manga. So I do understand why they had to drag it, but oh my god, as if you guys who actually saw the anime as a week in, week out, every week when that episode came, and then the new episode is just like 70% of the old episode, oh my god, I would have lost my head. And if you guys actually saw it like that, props to you guys. You guys have immense patience, but I clearly don't have enough. Seeing animes that came out nowadays like Demon Slayer or Boku no Hero Academia or Jujutsu Kaisen or even Avatar, there is so much of, like, now that I finished Naruto and then I saw all these animes, I'm like, there is so much of Naruto reference in these animes. Like I told you, these animes are like the father of animes. Like, everything in that was so original. And then I'm not saying these are not original. It's more like there are so much of embedded traits of those animes which have absolutely stayed with these. Like with Boku no Hero Academia, which is pretty fucking good anime. For them, though, they have quirks, and Naruto, they have these jutsus, and with that they had with their quirks, these people have their hand gestures, which, oh my god, those hand gestures are so cool. Like, when they I'm just gonna stop. And Rock Lee is so cool, especially the fight with Rock Lee and Gaara. Oh my god. And I'm positive when that episode came out for the first time, that was hands down should have been the most hype anime fight ever. That should have been the most exciting anime fight, especially when Rock Lee drops those weights.
That is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
Just by dropping a couple of pounds of weight.
When I used to watch Avatar, they had Fire Nation, Water Nation, Wind Nation.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
And watching Naruto have Sand Village, Leaf Village, Fire Village, Water Village, there is so much of Naruto traits embedded in them. Now, when we watch it back, watch all these animes that came post Naruto, we see so much of similarities. And I don't even know how much I will be able to uncover once I finish One Piece. I'm at about 130, 150 episodes down One Piece, and I cannot see any further because I generally don't have time right now. But once I finish, and by the way, One Piece is still running after 900 episodes and it's still releasing today, but I don't have time to watch that. But see, if I finish One Piece, I don't know how many more references I can find out through all these animes which relate with One Piece. I mean, that's insane. One of my biggest pet peeve with Naruto is that they over-explain everything. They have to justify what they do. They have to show like point of view with like 7 different people. I'm like, oh my god, it's getting so boring. That's why animes like Demon Slayer, animes that come out nowadays, are really understanding that they have to keep up with the pace. Which is why with Naruto, when anything bad happens and then they explain it and then they resume with the story, the emotion that came across when something bad happened is completely lost by the time they resume the fight. Because of this, some 5, 7, 10 episode of filler, pure filler as to why this person did that, why this person did this. It gets so monotonous at this point where it genuinely gets really draggy, it gets really annoying. But when I used to watch Naruto and Dragon Ball, nowadays at least, I did actually watch the entire Super, I did watch Z with Dragon Ball, and it was so nostalgic. And I used to understand that if I had been a kid when I watched this, I know for a fact I would have enjoyed these animes. But as an adult, I have almost zilch patience. I just want to get on with it, let's just get on with it. Now, at this point, at about episode 133 or something, this is when the most insane anime fights, or one of the most insane anime fights, Sasuke versus Naruto, happened. Oh my god, this fight was phenomenal. It was fantastic. This Sasuke versus Naruto fight had the perfect emotion. It had the perfect impact, and it was perfectly paced. And obviously, through this, you'll understand the fact that they had to put a big part of their budget into this Sasuke versus Naruto fight, which you will understand because after post Sasuke versus Naruto, or just before Sasuke versus Naruto, you will understand that they invested such a big budget into this fight that they'll have to like sort of drag it out, or do these useless fillers, or what happened in the Konoha village or something like that. You'll understand because they had to invest a big part of their budget in this. Which is why once you get through this entire when they were kids part of it, in Shippuden they manage it so much better that even the most useless fight which happens in Shippuden is so well animated, it is so well done. And let alone, we getting into the part of when Naruto engages in a fight, or Sasuke engages in a fight, or even Kakashi engages in a fight, that is so better animated in Shippuden than the original Naruto, which is insane. They would have ended up having almost 10 times the budget for Shippuden because obviously Naruto became such a big cult hit. It is so interesting the fact that Naruto is still so exciting to watch even in 2021. The show got released so many years back and it's still so exciting to see these shows today. To explain the fact that they kept dragging everything a lot over the top of my head, I can think when Orochimaru promised Sasuke that he can give him enough powers to defeat his brother, Sasuke decides to go to Orochimaru. So he leaves with these 4-5 demons, and then Naruto and his gang, Naruto, Shikamaru, Choji and that gang decide to rush and get Sasuke back. Again, Sakura had to end up crying to Naruto like, please bring Sasuke back, which is so useless. But through this entire process, when they ended up fighting the demons, one of them stayed back. And this was such a roller coaster of emotions because one of them stayed back every single time. Like, first of all, Choji stayed back to fight this demon, and then Neji stayed back and then he left, and Shikamaru stayed back, and it kept repeating the process. Again, constantly repeating the process. And then obviously when this person was like, I'm going to show you demon mode 1, and this person, oh, I'm not getting enough powers, and then I have this secret jutsu that I have which I can overpower you, and then this person goes, oh no, you're overpowering me, so I'm going to use demon mode power 2, and then this person like, no, I did have another secret. It just kept on and on and on and on. But once you persevere and go through it, the fights will be so worth it. For example, fights between Sasuke and Itachi, fights between Naruto and Sasuke, and fights between Kakashi and Obito. All these fights were so worth it. Even fights between Hashirama and Madara. And the ninja war fight, oh my god, that was so cool. By the way, Madara is my favorite character, hands down. No bullshit. You guys cannot disagree with me. Madara is the best. He's the most versatile, and he's probably the strongest guy to ever exist in the Shinobi world. Why? He fought all the 5 nations, all their 5 nations soldiers, all the 9 beasts, plus all the Hokages, all the Kages, and Naruto, and his gang, with Naruto's 9-tail power to all of them. This man is probably the most powerful guy and is hands down my favorite character. This fight, when you persevere through 650 episodes of Shippuden, when you come to the ninja war, oh my god, it was so worth it. But then you had to get through 600 episodes of small fights, this, fillers, that. But if you persevere, this fight will be so worth it. I actually saw a meme where the villain came and he was like, I'm gonna destroy all of you. Naruto comes in and he's like, let's talk about what went wrong in your childhood. The villain goes, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Naruto's a shh, date bayo. Let's talk. Which is why I come to the point where Naruto is overrated, because they drag out so much. It's like 900 to 1,000 episodes plus, including Boruto, by the way. Everything is so dragged out, and then because it always follows the same formula, the same pattern, that this person gets more powerful and then this person gets even more powerful than him, so this person does some special training, or this guy has something in his back of his pocket and then he gets more powerful. It keeps going on with the same analogy over and over and over again. At this point you're just like, oh my god, just get it over with, I just want to know what happens. Actually, an example, spoiler alert, when Sasuke and Itachi fight and then Itachi ended up dying and you find out why Itachi did what he did, oh my god, that was so emotional. When Itachi actually did everything for his brother, and then at the end he's like, once the Edo Tensei Itachi actually comes out, and then he tells Sasuke, I did everything for you and you don't have to forgive me, but you'll understand that I love you a lot. Oh my god, that actually touched my heart, because that emotion was so intense. It was perfect. It was insane how they perfectly managed to hit the nail on the head there. Okay, I've rambled on enough, and there's probably a ton of other stuff that I wanted to say, and I became a Naruto by myself that I've just taken so long. I've kept talking on and on and on. But if you guys did enjoy this, please subscribe to this channel, leave a big thumbs up, share it with your friends or people who haven't watched Naruto yet. They can actually watch this, and they'll have a nice idea as to what to expect in Naruto. And I'll see you guys real soon with my next video. Take care.